Chairman, Excellencies, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. It is both honor and a deeply meaningful privilege to address this august gathering of professionals who can, in my view, can shape the future security architecture of our region. Today, I speak on a subject that is not theoretical for South Asia. It is a lived reality. South Asia remains one of the most culturally connected, yet economically under-integrated in the world. Despite shared history, geography, social traditions, regional cooperation has not reached its full potential. In our part of the world, neighborhood is not defined merely by lines on a map. It is defined by shared civilization, shared geography, shared vulnerabilities. Thereby, it has become shared responsibility as well. Long before the modern state emerged, our region functioned as a civilizational continent. More than 2,000 years ago, Ashok sent Arahat Mahinda Thera and Sanghamitta Theri to Sri Lanka, carrying the teachings of Lord Buddha. That mission was not politically negotiation. It was value transmission. The sacred Jayashrima Bodhi still stands as a living symbol of our connectivity. Sri Lankan Buddhist still travels to Bodh Gaya in India, while the Indian pilgrims visit Ramayana Trail in Sri Lanka. Sufi shrines, Hindu temples, Christian churches. Our sacred geography predates modern borders. Bollywood films are watched from Karachi to Colombo. Families live across borders. Festivals feel familiar across capitals. These are not soft cultural anecdotes. They are strategic assets, because when societies feel culturally connected, political cooperation becomes possible. Common values reduce mistrust, and reduced mistrust reduces conflict probability. The Himalayas feed river systems across multiple countries. The monsoons determines agricultural cycles region-wide. The Indian Ocean carries our energy, trade, and maritime lifelines. A flood upstream is a flood downstream. A maritime accident affects multiple coastlines. Geography binds us whether we like it or not. Nearly 1/4 of the humanity lives in South Asia. We possess one of the largest youth population in the world. This demographic reality can become either a growth engine or it can be a source of instability. If economic opportunity fails, instability does not remain domestic. It spills across borders through migration, crime, extremism, and economic disruption. Energy grids, digital networks, shipping lanes, supply chains, they operate as interconnected systems. A cyber attack in one financial hub can ripple across the region. A financial collapse in one country, destabilizing neighboring supply chains. Interconnected risk demands interconnected responses as well. Let me talk something from shared features to shared security now. This is where military diplomacy becomes critical. military diplomacy is not all about cohesion. It is about confidence building, crisis response, interoperability, and strategic reassurance. It builds credibility, and credibility is the foundation of regional stability. Allow me to illustrate with some of the selected examples with the time I've been allocated. Military diplomacy in action. Humanitarian assistance and disaster relief is one of the most powerful tools in modern context. I remember 2004 tsunami, India launched Operation Rainbow, deploying naval and air assets rapidly to Sri Lanka. That response demonstrated something very important. Naval forces are not only instruments of deterrence, they are instruments of compassion and also they are instruments of stabilization. Even during the recent Ditwa cyclone affected Sri Lanka, India was one of the first countries to assist Sri Lanka, with Indian Armed Forces assist Sri Lankan Armed Forces. Similarly, during 2015 Nepal earthquake, Indian Operation Maitri showcased rapid airlift capability, engineering support, and medical relief. These operations created trust capital. Trust capital is the strategic currency. Institutionalizing joint disaster exercises, as mentioned here before by Mr. Alok Joshi, pre-cleared protocols and interoperable communications reforms goodwill into structured cooperation. I also could quote something on maritime cooperation where MB Expel Maritime Disaster demonstrated how environmental disasters transcend traditional waters. Indian assistance during containment operation showed that maritime security includes environmental protection. Further institutionalization through the Colombo Security Conclave that we have involving India, Sri Lanka, and Maldives, it strengthened cooperation in maritime domain access, awareness, counter-terrorism, and narcotic interdictions. Criminal networks operate seamlessly across borders. Security forces must therefore operate with equal coordination. I was the head of Sri Lanka in preventing COVID-19 prevention in my country. I still remember during COVID-19, India launched Operation Vaccine Maitri, supplying vaccine across South Asia. Military logistics networks ensured speed and efficiency. Health security is part of national security. Pandemics ignore sovereignty. Coordinated response build resilience. The BBIN Motor Vehicle Agreement enhances cross-border transport and trade integration. The India-Bhutan hydropower partnership converts geography into mutual prosperity. Energy operations reduces vulnerability. Interdependence reduces conflict incentives. Connectivity reduces misunderstanding. Let me speak something on why military diplomacy matters. Military diplomacy contributes to regional cooperation in 5 concrete ways. Firstly, rapid crisis response, confidence building, information sharing, capacity building, and strategic reassurance. Capacity deters threats, but credibility builds peace. When militaries cooperate transparently and professionally, political leaders can gain space to pursue cooperative policies. A single relief operation can achieve more for regional cooperation than years of formal negotiations. A framework for neighborhood regional cooperation must rest on 4 pillars, as I believe. people-to-people engagement, economic integration and connectivity, technological and cyber coordination, human security and resilience cooperation. Military diplomacy intersects all four. It supports disaster response, secure maritime trade, counters transnational crimes, and builds strategic trust. In conclusion, our neighborhood is not accidental. It is civilizationally inherited. We share values, we share geography, we share demography, we share vulnerabilities. And as I mentioned before, therefore, we must share responsibility as well. Regional cooperation is not idealism. It is strategic necessity. Regional cooperation is not optional. It is a must. As professionals, we have to understand whether South Asia becomes a theater of competition or a community of stability. Strength is respected, but strength is combined with wisdom, restraint, and cooperative vision that builds lasting peace. Our neighborhood deserves nothing less. Thank you.